Federal prosecutors are seeking approval to pursue the death penalty for the suspect in Saturday's deadly shooting in Pittsburgh. Robert Bowers wounded 4 police officers in addition to killing 11 congregants at the Tree of Life synagogue. Pittsburgh Public Safety Director Wendell Hissrich and Pittsburgh Police Chief Scott Schubert join me now. Thank you so much for joining me, gentlemen, because I can't imagine you got much sleep over the weekend and it's pretty early in the morning. 2 of your officers, Police Chief, are still in the hospital. What can you tell us about their conditions?
A total of 4. One was released on Saturday. One was released on Sunday. Hopefully one will be released today, and then another one, there's still more that they need to do. They're doing a lot better. We're very thankful that they're here with us today, and we're going to be with them as they continue to heal from their wounds.
So then what are the priorities for the department and for law enforcement at this point in the investigation?
Well, right now, we are cooperating with the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the ATF. We are basically supporting and working with them, providing them the necessary forensics that we have, as well as witness interviews, as well as the officer interviews. So it's basically a federal investigation, and we're certainly thankful to the FBI and the ATF for the support that they've provided over the last 2 days. They were with us from the very start.
I imagine a better, sharper timeline is sort of coming into view now that you've been able to talk to witnesses. What can you tell us about the timeline of the attack and how the officers were able to approach the situation, what they were able to do?
Well, I mean, the initial call came into the Allegheny County Emergency Services Dispatch Center at 9:54, and the calmness of the dispatchers relaying the information to the first responding officers. And I'll turn it over to the chief as far as what the officers did and how we basically prevented probably further injuries and deaths. Chief?
Yeah, when the officers got the 911 response, one of our stations is fairly close to this synagogue. 2 officers who just happened to be starting their shift at 10 o'clock were down here immediately. When they were approaching the front of the building, they engaged the actor. One of the officers was shot. They were able to contain the actor. Additional units responded, worked as a team. We had officers on duty. We had officers reporting from their house to help their brother and sister officers in the public. Other agencies, and our SWAT team was able to get inside and rescue some of the people inside, get a couple of the victims who were still alive out of the facility, and eventually engage the actor a couple times, and were able to take him into custody.
From there also, there was numerous responses from ambulances, emergency medical technicians and paramedics, as well as physicians that responded to the scene. So, I mean, the system did work. Unfortunately, it was a tragedy of this extent. We lost 11 lives and six injuries, as well as 4 police officers.
Yeah, and you know what, Chief, it sounds like, pretty much as soon as your officers were able to get on the scene, they were able to engage the shooter, slow him down, subdue him. So I want to sort of bounce something off of you. You know that following the massacre, President Trump suggested that armed guards would have made all the difference inside this synagogue, would have maybe stopped the shooter before there were any injuries or deaths. For both of you gentlemen, how do you respond to that? Do you think that would have made a difference?
I can't speak for that. I mean, not knowing what would have happened at that time, all I can say is our officers are heroic. When they came, they did what they needed to do. We had cooperation from SWAT teams around the region, and they were able to prevent further injuries and deaths from the actor.
This individual was heavily armed. He had at least 1 assault weapon, as well as 3 handguns, and I mean, we are thankful that there weren't further injuries or deaths here.
Yeah, that's so true. Jewish Americans in Pittsburgh, around the country, they're going to be feeling especially vulnerable today. What do you want them to know? How do you reassure them about their safety?
Well, just coming here this morning, I noticed I passed 2 schools. We have between ourselves and the Pittsburgh School Police. There were 2 to 3 police vehicles outside each of the schools around here. We have upped the support, the police support throughout the area here, and I feel that we have provided as much protection as we possibly can to make sure the public is safe today.
Well, you know, I think that your officers displayed remarkable bravery. Pittsburgh should be proud that these are the people who are serving and protecting their community. My condolences to both of you men. I know it's going to be a long week for you and a lot of hard work, but I appreciate you taking time out for us. Chief Scott Schubert and Wendell Hissrich, thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
you.